Hi guys, and welcome back to a whole new video. In today's video, as you might have already read from the title, me and you are going to create an effective to-do list together. So I would urge you to go grab a pen and paper so that we can do this together, so that you're implementing all the steps mentioned in this video alongside with me, so that you can make the most of this video. So pause the video if you need to, grab a pen and paper, and let's get started. So before we start with the video, I did ask you guys to grab a pen and paper, but if anyone's out here who wants to do it digitally, I would recommend using the tool Notion to create your to-do list. It's very effective and simple to use. You can see how I've done it in the video that's right now playing on the screen. So if you want to do it digitally, I would recommend using Notion, and the rest of the video I will be doing it on a physical paper. But the steps for both will remain the same, so you can implement the tips that I share irrespective of whether you're doing it on paper or whether you're doing it digitally. So the next step is what I consider as one of the most important steps in creating an effective to-do list, is to do a brain dump, where you are going to write down each and every task that your brain can remotely think of at this moment and document it on paper. For me, I feel like, if I know that I'm missing out on something, I would instantly just abandon the task I'm currently doing and move on to that task, just because I'm like, oh, am I forgetting that? Have I missed out on that? That's like a very normal thing to do. So make sure that everything is documented in one place, so that you're just clutter free. Your brain is clutter free. You have no fear of missing out on any task, and everything is with you in the form of a documentation. And from there onwards, in the next part of the video, we are going to prioritize everything that is there on your brain dump. So pause this video if you need to, and do your brain dump, and then we'll go to the next part of the video. From here on, the process gets relatively easier. You just have to look at your brain dump as the reference point and pick up tasks from there, that in the order of priority. So obviously you will know the priority of each of your tasks better, but keep in mind that it's always better to pick up tasks which will have the heaviest impact, even if it is just one task. So ask yourself, what is the one task that if you do it today, you'll feel super accomplished, right? That's very important. Sometimes we feel like we'll do a lot of small tasks during the day, but we don't feel as accomplished as how we would feel if we did this one major task that has been piling up for a while. So make sure that you choose based on what is going to make you feel more accomplished, as well as, of course, you also have to consider the urgency of the task. And aside of this, I also have one more tip, which is called eat the frog, which means that you have to pick up the heaviest task first. You have to pick it up first. It's like, this is how I do it, okay? On most mornings, I feel productive. Whenever I feel productive, I'm more often productive in the mornings. So what I do is I pick up the biggest task in the morning and I try to complete it in the first half. Sometimes post lunch I'll get into an afternoon slump, and I wouldn't feel like working, and that time I'll take up the simpler tasks. So I don't think we should go by a thumb rule that you have to do the most difficult task first. It's also about efficiently utilizing your time based on how you are feeling at the moment. So let's say you're feeling a little off the beat, then you can pick up something small, like a no-brainer kind of a task, and do it. Usually I try to complete the major tasks of the day in the morning, but of course on a day I'm just not feeling it, I would rather not do anything, or I would pick up a very small task and complete the smaller ones which don't require much effort from my side. So pick up the tasks also based on how you feel, because that will majorly affect the quality of the tasks, the quality of the work that you do, basically. I hope you've prioritized your tasks, and now we move on to another crucial part of creating a to-do list, is to set a deadline for every task. Now, I know your tasks will just be sitting in the to-do list if you do not have a set deadline for them. So make sure you give yourself enough time for every task, of course, but with a buffer, just set a deadline with a time or a day by when you want to get that particular task done, so that you also know that by this day it will be done done, so that you can also plan the next day accordingly, so it really helps once you put a deadline to it, that and of course live by the deadline. Just because we write a number, it doesn't mean that you just write and ignore it. Make it a point to ensure that you're taking those deadlines seriously, because that's the only time when all of this process is going to really help you. And the next thing is, if you are somebody who's finding it very difficult to focus, then you can use a Pomodoro timer. A lot of Pomodoro tools are available. Simplest is to set a 15-minute timer on your phone and do like a 15-minute proper focus deep work, then take a 5-10 minutes break, and then move back to more 15 minutes of focused deep work. So it really depends on how you want to do it, but Pomodoro is something that has really helped me. I'll also link a free Pomo tool, which is it's an online tool, which I'll link it in the description. You can use that as well, or you can simply set a 15-minute timer on your phone and you'll be good to go. When you're creating your priority list, make sure that you're batching similar tasks together. This can also involve, batch cooking. So you have also prepped up all the meals for you might not be able to cook everything, but of course you can keep all the chopping and all that ready according to your meal plan. So that's one way of similar tasks being batched together. Then if you have to, a more simpler example would be, let's say you have to go to the city to collect your passport or some documents, and you also have to meet a friend, or you have some purchases to make. You can batch this on the same day so that you don't have to make 2 different visits. So this might sound very, very simple, but once you start doing it, you'll realize how much time you end up saving. So make sure that if you can see tasks on your to-do list right now that are like can be taken together, then by can be taken together, I don't mean that you combine both the tasks. Please don't do that, because my next tip is to break down the tasks. So do not combine the tasks. What I mean is that take them together, or in the sense that on the same day, schedule them on the same day or within the same week. That kind of a thing is what I mean by, take them together. So we'll move on to the next part of the video, which is, like I already mentioned, no surprise now, but breaking down your tasks. Make sure that, let's say, I'll give you an example, okay? So if I just put something like upload the effective to-do list video on YouTube, this is so vague, right? Like, I don't know where to start with this. But if I put it as shoot the video for effective to-do list, write down the script for effective to-do list, work on the thumbnail for effective to-do list, edit the video, upload the video on YouTube, right? These are steps which look doable, as opposed to if I put it as just upload a video on YouTube. So when you break down your tasks, you tend to procrastinate very less. So always make sure that if it's a big task, of course you can't break down every task. If it's a big task, make sure you break it into parts. Whatever is possible, break it down. For example, even if I'm running an email marketing campaign, I usually spend about 15-20 minutes just thinking about the subject line, because that creates a huge impact on what happens to your email marketing campaign, right? So what is important is, I would even put something as come up with a subject line in my to-do list, because yes, it does involve a lot of thinking and a lot of time is consumed in that. So I would break it down. So once I'm done with that, I would move to the body of the email. So whatever sails your boat, but I would really urge you to split your tasks, because then it also builds that momentum. So once you've done with one thing, you feel like doing the next thing because you're just done with one thing. Although it might be very simple, but once you get started, as opposed to saying upload a YouTube video, if I just have that on my to-do list, I will just not know where to start. And not knowing where to start is one of the biggest reasons we don't end up doing things, or we procrastinate. So I guess, yeah, that's it for today's video, and I hope that you were able to build an effective to-do list with me. I will be coming up with more videos related to productivity that I hope it helps you guys. I would also urge you to, I think I've been saying urge a lot in this video, but yeah, I would also request would sound better. Yeah, I would also request you to comment down below and let me know what kind of videos you want to see on this channel, so that I can deliver that sort of content for you guys. I think that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hit like and subscribe to my channel if you did. Do share it with your friends who might be struggling to create their own to-do list or are procrastinating with their work currently. And that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.